Paperwork Podcast, Hater World. Both are the problem. Little girls crying about other men doing business being outside with the real movers and shakers.
Pocho, you're lame, dog. Quit saying my name, dog. You thirsty getting clout. You get no views on your podcast anyways, dog. Stop capping, my boy. Yeah, you reached out. You talk good about me. I never did an interview with you, my boy. You wanted to go on live. I never did, because why? I know what it is. You're making a narrative. It's never going to happen. Dog, there's too much bloodshed, too much bullshit going on. Prison is prison. The streets is the streets.
What it do, what it is, what it was. This is your boy, Pocho of the Chicano Podcast. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and support a real one in the field. Finally, these levas, these dork, these suckers, these fat fools, these straight cholo Karens finally give up. All the haters always give up. I swear to God, I'm 42 years old. All my haters are either resting in peace in Mexico or put the white flag up. And thank God, GoldToes haters. GoldToes haters are finally giving up. And what is so funny, dog, is that GoldToes never responded. You guys ever seen the Conor McGregor?
Who the f*** is that guy? Who the f*** is that? No, damn.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the heck is that guy? Right? So today we're talking about BFD, the biggest GoldToes hater in Northern California, uniting with the biggest hater of Southern California, Blue Devil, Blue D. I thought Blue Devil was cool, but he just shows me that even though he lost a little weight, he's still a fat, dorky ass dude sitting in a garage like me, but not like me. He's scared to go outside because both of you fools would never talk this way around GoldToes. So recently, BFD on the Paperwork Podcast, the lamest podcast in Northern California, where you find out all the dry snitching, because that's what they do. They dry snitch on everybody in their community, and they should be ashamed of themselves. And I can't wait to meet them in real life to give them the same energy that I have on this podcast. But recently they said they're done. They're closing the chapter on GoldToes. Bro, nobody even cares. You came into the game hating like a little sucker, bro. Like a little female, like a hyena, bro. Worrying about other people's relationships. So stop. I just want to promise that both you fools are going to shut the fuck up, dog. Just shut up, go in your little corners, and be the ugly little dorks that you are. Ugly, bro. Ugly, fat little dudes. And Blue Devil, you're still fat, fool. And you're still ugly in the face. But these fools got on a podcast again, talking about another man's personal life, personal things, talking about criminal stuff, talking about all kinds of stuff, bro. Straight dry snitching throughout the whole thing. Just a bunch of comadres, bro. Just a bunch of bitches, bro. Straight up levas, bro. How the heck are you going to get on the internet? I constructively criticize people. You guys are trying to like expose people. Are you guys the cops? Are you guys working with the cops? Is No Paperwork Podcast working with the police? Because it sure sounds like they are. And how they talk, they're talking like some pigs, bro. But these fools are saying BFD basically clarifies why he doesn't F with GoldToes. One, nobody cares, dog. You're not successful, so it's just go be unsuccessful somewhere else, because GoldToes was successful before you, and he's going to be successful after you, dog. He doesn't have time to do what you do, bro. Try to ruin everybody's. You're like a party pooper, bro. Everybody's having a good time. We were all having a good time, north and south, all having a good time outside, actually doing things. And then you come out of the pen with your fat ass and started hating in a garage in wherever you're at. If you really had a problem, why don't you go see GoldToes? He's always out publicly. Why don't you go to the Mission? Why don't you go to San Francisco? Because you won't. Just like Blue Devil, he talks all this shit about people, but he'll never go to any of these events. And he tries to say, oh, it's because, oh, I'm too cool to go to these events. That's not me. No, bro, it's because you're making money off confusion. You're trying to divide our people. And you know that in the end, you're on the wrong side of history and you're going to get passed up. That's why you can't, your live chat is like the same, always like 120 people. And I'd be surprised if you're not buying likes, bro. You're regional. You're never going to get bigger than regional. Both of you fools. Blue Devil and Paperwork Podcast. And I'll tell you why I'm going for Blue Devil too. So anyway, these vatos try to say that it's the reason why they're not messing with GoldToes is because of SPM. One is, bro, You got signed to GoldToes after that whole conversation with SPM. So what? See, and there's another, the homie Cali, what is it, Cali something? I'll put a thing in the description. He's right, bro. How are you going to give your money over, give your business over to somebody that you consider a chomo, dog, that kicks it with chomos? You signed with him after that video came out. You wanted to be in that movie, dog, with SPM. And granted, I don't think it's the best look to make any kind of video or do any kind of work with SPM. If I was GoldToes, like when he did that because what happened is GoldToes put a movie, like a little clip out of SPM talking, and like I don't know, him and GoldToes are talking or something, and it was gonna be like to let the story be told, through SPM or something. But I was like, that's not the best look for me. If you worked with somebody that has crazy charges in the past, just leave it in the past. Don't promote it in the future. That would be my only thing. And that's the only part maybe where I agree with BFD. But this fool is saying that it's because of SPM, dog. And if it's because of SPM, then just leave GoldToes alone, bro. You don't got to get on the internet and broadcast why you hate a man so much just because he's cool with another man 20 years ago, bro. It's the weirdest thing. This is what bitches do. They get up into your past and start asking you questions about, who's this and who's that and why are you doing this? Bro, you're not the police and you're not God and you're not his big homie. So shut the fuck up, dog. Be quiet, dog. Stop podcasting. You're an idiot, bro. The only views you ever get is when you disrespect GoldToes. And one day you're going to have to, you can't just close the book on this, bro. GoldToes, you're trying to affect his business, his family, and his friends. And his business, his family, and his friends are going to see you one day, bro. Karma comes around, and anything that's in the dark will come to the light. And when the light comes and sees you, bro, you better be ready, bro. You better be ready to stand on everything you say, my boy, because you can't hide, with your couple of homies for that long, bro. Eventually, you're going to get touched acting this way, bro. The reality is that, look, I don't like SPM or I don't support SPM, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop being cool with GoldToes just because he was cool with SPM 20 years ago or something. You know what I mean? And just because he doesn't, throw his name through the mud, because I always get tripped out how you guys are so addicted to talking about pedophiles and all this other stuff and this weird stuff that you guys talk about. You're so into it. I feel like you are that because he doesn't talk about SPM because it's in his past, bro. He's worried about the future. And you guys talk about me, him. No, it's because he's too nice, dog. He doesn't want to get into the mud with you guys, you dirty dogs. But I'm an asshole, so I'll get in the mud with you fools. And I'll let you guys know how much of a levas you are. If you don't like GoldToes, like, what happened, BFD? Did you really become a super norteño, go to prison for 20 years so you could get on a podcast and start hitting on other grown men who have been doing business since you were in prison? It's like, bro, everybody looks at you like, who's this awkward dummy hating on GoldToes? GoldToes has helped so many people, done so much for the community. We don't even have to start getting into like the list of how many people he's put on and how many people he helps. And this is outside of the entertainment industry. He's the only vato that hits people up. Like, he'll hit you up on the holidays, on Father's Day. He checks up on me, dog. He checks up on people. Ask anybody that knows GoldToes. He's a good dude. And that's why I'm standing up for a good man that's been doing good things for a gang of years consistently. Even when he went down south, you guys are always trying to twist things around like Levas, dog. He went down south to do business, not to become a norteño taking over the south. You guys always put extras on. That's why I don't got respect for Blue D, Blue Devil, or you guys, because you guys get all up in people's business, bro. Worry about your own business. BFD, you can't. I know I get more numbers than you. So I know that you have to have a job, bro. You're just mad, bro. All of this is because you're salty. You're like a salty hyena that got left, in the past. And just because you rap real good, like pretty good, it's not going to save you, dog. You got a bad attitude and a bad personality. So first, it was because GoldToes was messing with the Southsiders. Then it's SPM. Then it's this. Then it's that. What is it, BFD? That's why I know it's not one thing. You just try to find anything you can to try to destroy a man's character. And then when the pressure starts coming on, you want to give up. Nah, bro. Stand on that. Stand on that and go do a show on 24th and Bryant. Go do a short on York. Go do a short in the Mission. Come to Santa Rosa, bro. You're boxing yourself in, bro. You're boxing yourself in, and you're making your people look extremely bad, bro. What? Man, shout out to all the Norteños that have like 100 followers that watch everything but don't get involved. Like, bro, is this really like your example of being a super Norteño? If I was a super Norteño, I would not be on the internet. I'd be in the streets handling business. If you're such a gangster, go handle Howard Park for Thumper. Go handle Chito's neighborhood. Go back to prison, bro. Go back to prison. I've never wanted somebody to go back to prison, but if you go to prison, I'll be happy because it'll be better for the general community. Before you came out, we were all partying, having a good time, going up and down, and then you, with your lame-ass politics, had to come in and be a renegade because you're teaching these kids to still call for scraps, still be disrespectful, still gangbang, bro. What kind of example is that? They're going to go to prison and get a real education from some real gangsters, not like you. You're a fat fuck, bro. If you can't even take care of your own health, how can anybody trust you in any kind of leadership position? And everybody around you, you guys can't fight. You guys got disabilities. You get a couple thousand views with a studio with a couple people. And the only time you get views, go look at their biggest views, is when Insane was talking shit about me or responding to me. And when they talk about GoldToes, you can't get views on your own because you're not interesting. The people you bring on may be interesting, but not enough to do anything. You've been ongoing for a couple years, bro, and I still got more followers than you, more numbers than you. Why? And I'm in a garage, just me, bro. So that, and then Blue Devil tries to get on and, oh my God, somebody's finally being an idiot like me. Oh my God. And look at what GoldToes does. He unites two of the lamest podcasts in hate. So he unites the real ones like me, Conejo, Little One, Jenny 6ix9ine, Baldacci. Just think about this. GoldToes, Baldacci, Little One, Conejo, me, American Cholo. I mean, all the people that he talked to, No Jumper, Bands, all these people. Hater World, No Paperwork Podcast. That's it. If you guys go with Hater World and No Paperwork Podcast, you're on the wrong side of history, and eventually you're going to come back to daddy and say sorry. Because we're on the right side of history. Mature men making business across all lines, bro. Because we are stronger together. And Avato, that white boy BFD, that little sucker, because he's not one of us, he thinks he can talk about the culture, bro. You're half Mexican. You're no sabo, way. No hablas español, baboso. You can never speak for our people, and you never will be a leader for our people. You're just going to be another lame rapper podcaster that everybody forgot. Remember this, fool? That's who you're going to be. And Blue Devil tried to say the North and never gets big because they just hate on the South. Bro, the South never gets big because they hate on the North. You guys are both the problem. Paperwork Podcast, Hater World, both are the problem. Little girls crying about other men doing business, being outside with the real movers and shakers. The real face of LA, Baldacci. The real face of this whole thing, Conejo. You know what I mean? Little One of the main number one fools to start this whole Chicano rapping thing ever in San Diego, bro. This thing started in San Diego, my boy. So anyway, GoldToes is with the real ones. So people, please do not let these fake phonies and suckers, bitch-ass fools, get in your head and think that GoldToes supports this or this and that. No, he worked with a bunch of artists. One of them had to be SPM. Later on, charges came out. He stopped fucking with them, or he stopped, he hands off. It is what it is. That's what you do, and you keep moving. But you guys want to keep bringing up people's past. When people try to expose me or expose GoldToes, BFD's the first fool in the comments saying, I'll share this, I'll do this, like a cop, bro. You're a pig, bro. And I can't wait for you to get what's coming to you, bro, for trying to divide our people, bro, when this is a time when we need to unify. ICE is on our ass, the federal government's on our ass, and you guys are over here trying to still divide our people. Only retards, only real idiots would follow you, bro. A bunch of idiots are following you, and a bunch of strong, grown men are following GoldToes, bro. And again, Blue Devil and BFD, you guys would never speak like this in the presence of real men like GoldToes and me. You guys would walk the other way or say sorry or just say it's content. Because if you were a real one, BFD, you would have never got on the mic. And if you had a real problem with GoldToes, you would have got at him in real life. Blue Devil the same way, fool. You fools are cowards, and you guys are not men, you guys are boys. Let me know in the comments if you guys support boys or you support men, like GoldToes and me, Conejo, little ones that are staying in our lane. You know, I'm the only one that speaks out against all this. All the other guys are like, those guys are scumbags, bro. Don't worry about them. But me, I'm your Huckleberry. I like to get into the pettiness, you know? I break these up into reels, and it does numbers, bro. So let me know if you're with BFD or with GoldToes. And thank God, I want to challenge Hater World and BFD's sucker asses to never speak on their daddy again. Never talk about GoldToes. If he's such a chomo, such a supporter of chomos or this or that, then don't talk about him, bro. That's so weird. That's so degenerate. If you don't like somebody, don't talk about him. I'm only talking about you guys because you're disrespecting a righteous dude that's been consistent for years all across California and Texas and seen things that both of you levas will never see. So get your act together, you know, or just keep being you guys, because eventually you're going to be so irrelevant that nobody's going to care no more. And Blue Devil, you can see your numbers going down. No Paperwork Podcast, you never had numbers to begin with. I'm beating you in my garage with the power of a real revolutionary, Cesar Chavez, who wasn't against immigrants. He was against scabs. Anyway, this is your boy Pocho of the Chicano Podcast. Like, subscribe, man. Turn on notifications and support a real one in the field and all these fake-ass fools. Pa, pa, pa. This is your boy Pocho 1, and I'm out.